Here we have the Nokia E71, the company's latest QWERTY smartphone. Takes the basic form factor we saw with the E61 and the E62, but slims it down significantly, clads it in metal, improves the keyboard, and all around just makes a much more solid device than the original did. You can see at 11 millimeters thick, this device is really quite compact. It's right on par with Samsung's Blackjack 2 in terms of overall dimensions. It's a little bit thinner, but it's a little bit longer and a little bit narrower. So, really pocketable device. You can see the QWERTY keyboard here. It's a full keyboard design. Nice large space bar along the bottom. Function keys, shift keys. The control cluster up here, we have the regular D-pad with a center select button. The home key replaces the S60 menu key, takes you to the menu and back to the standby screen. Then there's the calendar button, the contacts button, and the mail button. And these three buttons can all be configured as the user desires, and you can have a short press do one thing and a long press do another thing. We've got a micro SD slot on the side, micro USB connector. Does not work for power, it only works for data. The charging still gets handled through a regular mini Nokia plug. On the other edge here we have up and down volume controls, a 2.5 millimeter audio jack, and the button that activates the speaker independent voice dialing system. On the back, it's a 3.2 megapixel autofocus camera with a flash and self-portrait mirror. And also in the back, you can see just how grimy this slick-looking metal surface gets. It's got an etched pattern on it, so it's not really slippery at all, but it really shows fingerprints quite badly. They really look oily. But you can see it's a really nice package, apart from the fact that it gets so dirty. It's a really good looking phone, nice QVGA resolution display, overall solid physical design. Of course, there's a lot more to a smartphone than simply how good it looks. We'll unlock the E71 here. You can see the display, and what we have right here running now is the active standby screen. You can use a D-pad, move left and right, select user configured application icons. You see camera, web, shows current appointments. This is an appointment I configured to show up for testing purposes as standby screen appointment. You can also turn off wireless LAN scanning and search directly on the internet. You can also see that down here at the bottom I have a text message that came in. Just by highlighting it, it'll show you the phone number it's come from or the person, if that person's in your contacts, and it'll give you a quick excerpt of the message itself. You can just move up to select it and pull it up, and there you see this is a text message. Press the home button, get back to the main screen. One of the new features is called mode shifting, or mode switching rather. You can now have two active standby screens and themes configured for the phone, so one for work presumably and one for play. You can notice the buttons that are configured up there now in the theme, and when I switch it, it'll take just a couple of seconds. The theme will switch and the applications that go along the top will also change. And all of a sudden I have a much different looking device. I see upcoming appointments in addition to today's appointment. Really handy, and it really doesn't take that long. It's only a second or two to switch over. I want to give you a quick look at the autocorrect function. See that I'm going to misspell a word or two. AUTOMATIK automatically becomes automatic spelled with a C. CORECTION automatically gets that second R for correction. It's a very handy feature, and one I hadn't noticed before on the Nokia devices. In order to do that, though, you have to have T9 enabled, which some people might not like because of the other fluff it puts on the screen in terms of word prediction and that kind of stuff, but I think it's worth it overall. Let me give you a quick look at the camera that's built into the E71 and how the autofocus system works. You notice if I just press the center select button, it takes a picture without getting an autofocus lock. In order to get autofocus, you have to press the 2 button. Now we have autofocus, and press the center button again, and now you have a nice sharp focused picture. Quick look at the music player. Organizes music by artist, album name, all the typical things you'd find in any kind of MP3 player. See, I pick the track, starts playing. I synchronized this with Windows Media Player though, and it didn't copy over album art, unfortunately. Music Player works fine with a Bluetooth stereo headset as well. I tested it with a pair of Motorola S9 headphones, and it worked great. So there you have it, a quick look at Nokia's E71 smartphone. Hot little device, very solidly built, good looking to boot. A lot of capabilities, including GPS for Nokia Maps and autofocus camera, media player. It's a really nice device. The corporate enterprise email support's a little weak. There's no BlackBerry support, and the Exchange support's less than perfect. But if you're not a real hardcore enterprise type user, this is a good device to consider for messaging purposes.